When I return home, chilled from the wind and soggy with rain, I discover that the lights in the house are off. Sally must be asleep. I'm not sure about Melly. For all I know, she could be curled up in her bedroom, curtains drawn, reading a book or searching the net with her old laptop. How old is my daughter again? Or maybe she's just sitting there staring at the ceiling, cursing me silently. Seriously, how old is his, or rather my daughter? I have no idea. I really don't know that much about Melly, do I? Do you know how old she is? Seriously now. How on earth did we become so estranged? We're father and daughter. She's my flesh and blood, but she might as well be a stranger. I wish I could shrug it off with an oh well, and sometimes I can, but it feels far too pressing right now. Why, because you kissed a cat girl? Or the cat girl kissed you? Far too depressing, more like. I open the front door and step inside, closing it behind me with a soft click. I don't want to wake anybody up. I even try to stifle the jingling of my keys, though I doubt that small sound would be enough to rouse anyone. I'm just trying to be considerate. Some people would call it overcompensating. I lean more towards cowardice. I don't want to get drawn into another row. I don't turn the lights on. Instead, I grope my way up the stairs in the dark, one hand on the wall, the other on the banister. Sally scolds me when I brush against the wall with my fingertips. She says it will stain the paint. Beige paint. Let me guess, she chose it. The carpet is beige too, yeah, I get it. Why did we decide to carpet the stairs in beige? It shows every single speck of dirt, no matter how minuscule, and a tight-lipped Sally has to vacuum each and every step, all 18 of them, every other week. Every other week? You would think that they would have to do this every week, but okay, maybe it isn't as dirty as I think. Maybe I should feel guilty for not cleaning the house more often, but Sally does work from home, unlike me. She has more free time. Yeah, you know, she can choose whenever she wants to do something, right? She can make breaks whenever she wants, probably. And she doesn't have to commute to work or something. So that's that. Besides, she was the one who decided on the color scheme. If she likes beige so much, she can have it, but she's the one who has to deal with it. Jeez, guess that's the reason why it didn't butt in, right? Damn, I really am cold, aren't I? So much for trying to be cautious. Or courteous? I don't know. Why did I bother leaving the lights off? I should have flicked them all on, then tramped up the stairs in my shoes, stamping on each step for good measure. I like to think I'm a decent person, but I'm not always sure. I can be pretty selfish at times. At least Belle likes me. Well, she's a fucking monster, isn't she? That might be a small consolation if I weren't beginning to doubt whether or not she actually exists. Maybe I've gone insane. Is that where Melly caught it from? It could run in family. Great Aunt Clarice was definitely a few cards short of a full deck, given she had all those cats. I let myself into my bedroom. No, not my bedroom, mine and Sally's bedroom, and shrug out of my jacket silently. Sally doesn't stir. I know that feeling. I can see her laying underneath the covers, curled up on herself, a lump that rises and falls in the dark. Not sexy at all, I guess. She's lying on the left side of the bed, resolutely facing the wall. Does she still not want to see me? I don't think people can choose how they sleep, can they? I mean, she could have just turned around in her sleep and that's how she is right now. Sally looks younger when she's sleeping. Oh, her blonde hair is loose, free from her bun, and falls over her pillow across her face. Her pajamas are strangely cute for a woman 1 year shy of 40. A demure white nightgown, like something a student at Mallory Towers might wear. Doesn't tell me anything. All of a sudden, I'm run through with a sharp stabbing sensation. My daughter killed me. No, guilt. I'm sorry for being such a lousy husband, Sally Pelly. You deserve better. She doesn't respond. Of course she doesn't. Apologies don't mean all that much when you forget to say them out loud. They don't mean anything when the other person is sleeping, you know, so it doesn't matter. May 12th, Wednesday. The breakfast table is quiet the following morning. Shafts of sunlight divide the table in two. Me on one side, Sally on the other. You know, I've just noticed the text box in the background has these slight musical notes, transparent. It looks really good actually. It fits with the art style somehow. I don't know how much how much importance music has in this game, but since there's also a musical note at the side telling me when I can advance, I guess it has some importance. Melly isn't here, she hardly ever is. I know that, but I still ask. Why isn't Melly here? You know why. Oh, sorry, her bitchy voice. You know why. Sally sighs, setting her newspaper to one side. It crumples and the face of a UKIP politician splashed across the front cover distorts, his head collapsing in on itself. So we are definitely in the UK. It's because she doesn't want to talk to you. I get the feeling I forgot her voice. I nod, taking another sip of my coffee. Try and play it cool. Why does my daughter hate me so much? What the fuck did I do? Did I try to molest her or something? I mean, why would she hate me? We're just discussing the fact that my only daughter probably doesn't love me anymore. Why? What can you do that your only child, a daughter no less, you know, daughters love their fathers usually, doesn't love you anymore? What the fuck have you done, Robin? Did she already go to school? I nod. Is this the silent treatment? How mature. Melly didn't need to do that. I'd give her a lift if she wants. Melly's school, St. Catherine's, is only a short walk away from Wheatcroft Juniors, but that's probably why Melly refuses to let me drive her there in the first place. Having a primary school teacher as a father, and not just any primary school teacher but a music teacher, must be embarrassing, especially when I had the pleasure of teaching most of her school friends only a few years ago. Jesus, you got some serious problems with your job, don't you? I mean, I don't know if you got the problems or rather everyone around you, but it's a job. Stop feeling so insecure about it. Not that Melly has any friends. If she does, I've certainly never met them. Melly doesn't like asking for favors. She keeps herself to herself. Especially when I'm around. I can't really blame her for that. Oh, that stinks. Isn't it a little too early in the morning for caustic comments? I apologize. I'll try to rein my acid tongue in until at least 5:30 in the afternoon. Thank you, it would be appreciated. I laughed dryly and set my mug of coffee down on its coaster. Sadie always gets mad when I forget to use one. Also, her voice definitely changed, but I'm sorry I can't remember her old one. Depressing though it may seem, today is a normal day. Sally and I at the table, embalmed in our own respective silences. It's been like this for a good year or so. There's no reason why it shouldn't be like this now. Even though the events of last night were so fantastical, they may as well have been a dream. Perhaps they were a dream. Nothing seems to have changed. I get to my feet, depositing the cup by the sink. Oh, mate. You better put it in the dishwasher, not on top of it. Another red flag. My car keys jingle in my pocket. I'll be going then. Have a good day. Sorry. Sally's looking at the newspaper again, holding it in both hands so the broadsheet threatens to swallow her whole. I wish it would. She doesn't look back at me. How cruel. What if I got into an accident on the way to work? What if I died? About 5 people die on the roads every day in Britain. Those are indisputable facts. Yeah. If you're out there and you have a significant other, and even if you get into an argument, whenever you split up, something can happen. And believe me, you don't want to be the one left behind who's thinking, fuck, the last thing I said to him was something mean or something. If you still love each other, and you probably do, tell them, you know? No matter how stupid your argument is or how severe, if you still love each other, tell them. I could be one of those statistics someday, but Sally doesn't seem to care. Maybe she'd be happier that way. I'm sure Melly would. Mate, get out of your house, seriously. There's no point in living in an environment where no one likes you, is there? As I walk out the front door, shielding my eyes from the intrusive sunshine, I think about Sally. I think about Melly. I think about myself and sigh a deep, self-pitying sigh. Right? Meeting Belle last night must have been a dream, some form of escapism. I bet most rapidly approaching middle-aged men have fantasies about young girls finding them attractive. What other purpose do those raunchy calendars with half-naked women have, if not to stroke egos? I guess to stroke something else. Right? Sally always says men are disgusting. I must be too having a dream like that. Why does she say that? Why should men be disgusting? Why is there no music right now? At least I don't like Marmite, unlike Sally. No, Marmite really is disgusting. You're right about that. Exposed to the light of day, my hazy recollections of some 10 hours past are distorted. I can hardly remember what the girl looked like, other than those eyes, those bright, burning eyes. I shake my head. It never happened. It was just a delusion. A dream of better things, beyond my humdrum job and arguments with my wife. I should be old enough now to know better. I should be. But that doesn't mean I am. I guess. Like the morning, the day passes without event. My year 4 group after lunch were particularly obnoxious, and Heather Chambers ended up in tears after Cody Bember made a disparaging comment about her mother. Something along the lines of... Fuck me, sorry, that's my phone again. Something along the lines of her being a prosy. This is mean prostitute, I guess. But that was fairly standard. In a primary school? Seriously? Okay. You get used to stuff like that when you've been a teacher long enough. It desensitizes you? Weird word. Jeez. I did feel a bit sorry for Heather though. She's a sweet kid and she doesn't deserve it. I think it must be her red hair. It makes her an easy target. So she's a ginger. And of course everyone loves to pick on gingers. I mean, don't you? I don't. Where do kids even pick up such vulgar language? They're only 9. I didn't go around calling my classmates' mothers prosies when I was a kid. I was outside playing with my model aeroplanes. Well, you know, it's been a few years since you've been a kid. I blame the internet. Of course I do. I'm getting old and that's what all old people do. I guess the internet is partly to blame though, so the internet and parents, in my opinion. Probably. The evening passes in a similar fashion, dull, monotonous, and completely predictable. I see Melly for all of 10 minutes when we sit at the dinner table for an awkward meal. Sally tries her best to instigate conversation, but Melly keeps her head bowed, half submerged in the oversized folds of her hoodie, and replies with vague mms and mms. So, my kid is an emo scene girl or something, I guess. She looks tired and keeps rubbing her eyes. I worry she'll pitch forwards and end up face first in her mashed potatoes. I hope she's getting enough sleep at night. That's what she has the melatonin for. What? Joan Fowler said it would help. Not that I trust Joan Fowler, so are we giving her vitamins or something? It starts to get dark. I find myself sitting in the living room with Sally, staring at some insipid show on TV without really watching it. Sally and I sit together, but we don't talk. We hardly ever talk, not unless we have something to complain about. God, man. How long did it take you to notice that you're unhappy? Did it really take a fucking cat girl? You should have noticed far earlier, to be honest. How did this happen? How did we let this happen? Or maybe it's not a case of letting. Maybe this is what awaits all marriages somewhere along the line. The Halcyon honeymoon period followed by disappointment, diffidence, and gradual decay. The thought is so depressing it's enough to rouse me from my sleepy stupor. My subconscious shifts guiltily. I know I shouldn't, but I keep thinking about her. Belle, I guess. Certainly not your daughter. Because that would be weird. Was I so desperate for something, anything, to save me from this rut that I started hallucinating? There's just no way Grand Aunt Clarice's cat could really be a cute girl. No way. Am I going crazy? Is this what having a midlife crisis feels like? Probably. I mean, I don't know. Hey, Sal. She makes a small noise, registering my words, but she doesn't reply. Not properly. Am I that undeserving of her attention? That stinks a little, Sal. I'm going to make a coffee. You want one? I could go for a coffee right now. Oh, sure. Milk and sugar, right? She nods. I've been married to her long enough that I don't need to double check, but I do it all the same. I feel like I have to. Suddenly, terrifyingly, she feels like a complete stranger. Sally might be my wife, my Sally Pally, but how well do I really know her? I know that she giggles like a kid on helium when you prod her belly button, and I know she has a mole on the underside of her right foot. I know spicy food makes her nose run, and I know she saw Grease 6 times when it came out in the cinema when she was a girl. And I know how she makes the white sauce for our Christmas puddings, a secret recipe she guards jealously from the rest of our family. I know she takes her coffee with milk and sugar, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know anything about her at all. But do you know anything about Belle, Rob? You don't, do you? Right, I get it for you in a sec. Thanks, no problem. Our interactions sound casual, completely natural, but it still makes me feel tense. Yeah, probably because it sounds so casual and you know it isn't. We were having an argument this time yesterday evening about Arabella Waite of all people. Arabella sodding Waite. Are we going to pretend that never happened? Maybe that's why Sally's ignoring me. Maybe she's mad at me. Or maybe she isn't ignoring me. Maybe she has nothing to say. Isn't that even worse? Is that how little I mean to her? I rise to my feet and pad into the kitchen. I take out 2 mugs from the cupboard. Sally has a picture of Snork Maiden on it. It's one of her favorites. Set them on the counter and start to rifle through the fridge. Houston, we might have a problem. Sally, there's no milk. She doesn't respond. Maybe she can't hear me, though it seems unlikely. I'm a quiet person by nature, but I developed a rather loud shouting voice after working at Wheatsfield for so long. It was inevitable, really. Kids do that to you. But Sally doesn't say a word. I didn't want a cup of coffee that much, but I guess this small errand will give me something to do. That was the only reason why I went to the kitchen to begin with. To escape. I'm going to go to the store and pick some up. Is that okay? Still no response. I take the silence as confirmation. No, in a situation like this, you get in her face and ask her if she heard you. And if she says yes, you get even more in her face and ask her why she didn't respond. And if she says no, then you fucking shout in her fucking face. Be an alpha for once. Come on. I close the door of the fridge with a dull thud. Right, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Silence. Nothing more, nothing less. Jeez. I can't say I'm that surprised. But it's still pretty shitty, isn't it? I walk along by the riverside, my hands jammed into my pockets. My fingers brush against the cold metal of my keys, strangely reassuring in their chunkiness. At least it's one thing that will never change, the chill of my house keys against the palm of my hand. The weather's been particularly temperamental lately. It's hot during the days but cold at nights. It just can't make up its mind, trapped between spring and summer. That's May for you. I shiver into my jacket, expelling my breath into the chilly air. I could have taken the car, but I fancied a walk. The sound of my footsteps against the pavement is comforting. A little physical exercise never hurt anybody. Even if the cold isn't particularly pleasant, I need to walk out more. You know, you want to look good for your new young girlfriend. That's what I tell myself, but I know I have ulterior motives. I want to see her again. That girl. That cute little cat girl. Meow. There she is. Oh boy, Robin, what the fuck are you doing? But she isn't here. The bridge over the river is empty, devoid even of late night joggers and dog walkers. Come to think of it, I haven't seen a single soul since I started my mini odyssey. Are there no other men out there trying to avoid their wives? The thought makes me a bit lonely. Feel a bit lonely. I'm a fool. As if she would be out here at this time. It's late. Good girls should be indoors at this hour doing their homework. Not that she goes to school. I don't know if there are many schools in the area that accept cat spirits. I'll have to ask around. This game has a nice mix of humor and really sad themes actually, you know, with the whole marriage and it's going nowhere. That's actually pretty fucking sad. I crossed the bridge with a heavy heart, trying to set my own melancholia aside. How pathetic. A grown man like me shouldn't be swooning after such a young girl, especially not a young girl who might be part cat, but is almost definitely 100% daydream. The wind stirs the leaves in the trees overhead. The water beneath the bridge glows beneath the light of the moon. Belle might not be here, but that abandoned shopping trolley is, in all its ghostly glory. It looks mysterious in the dark, its metal skeleton shimmering in the moonlight. An exotic creature of the deep. I can hear, just beyond the soft moan of the wind, another sound. A dull creak carried on the breeze. I think I know what it is. There's a small park on the opposite side of the river, with rusty old equipment, a climbing frame, a slide, a couple of seesaws, a few swings. Okay. I used to go there with Melly back when she was a little girl and didn't feel embarrassed about being seen in public with me. What the fuck is their fucking problem, seriously? I used to push Melly on those swings and they would creak. They needed oiling, even back then, and a fresh coat of paint. She would laugh, delighted, her bobbed hair fluttering in the breeze. It's different now, of course. She doesn't laugh like she used to. I don't think she could, even if she tried. I pause, overrun with nostalgia. I'm sure it's just a few local kids pissing about, wasting time while their parents worry, but I'm suddenly curious. It wouldn't hurt to take a quick look at the park. Sally won't mind. I doubt I could make our relationship any worse than it already is. You know, you're right about that, I guess. There she fucking is. Ooh, I was wondering if we'd run into each other again. You... That's right, it's me, in the flesh, for a limited period only. Roll up, roll up. Get the feeling I forgot her voice as well. She ceases her swinging, the heel of her right foot pressed against the ground, and tips her head to one side. A playful grin flits across her lips. She looks happy to see me, genuinely happy. Her green eyes framed by her dark hair sparkle. I'm not used to people being pleased by my presence. It catches me off guard. She's very good at doing that. Now, what are you doing here this time? I fold my arms using my best teacher voice. Not that it has much of an effect, she only grins. Huh? A girl can't go for a swing in the park, can she? She shouldn't at 10 o'clock. It's dark. You don't know what kinds of people could be out there. Oh my, do you think there are all kinds of scary men who would leap at the chance to ravish a beautiful young thing like me? You shouldn't joke about that. I didn't say it in so many words, but I suppose so, yes. Men like you mean? I groan. I think I'd rather walked into that one. What? I'm not going to ravish you. I just wanted to buy some milk. How disappointing. She pouts, her lower lip jutting out like a misbehaving kid. Her fluffy tail sways in the breeze. The ears protruding from the top of her head twitch. The fact she has ears and a tail to begin with is bizarre, but the overall effect is rather cute. You love cat girls! It does raise one or two questions though. Is it safe to have those out in public? What? The ears. I gesture towards them and Belle gives them a small prod, as though she's never seen them before in her life. They twitch again. Oh, you mean these? Doesn't it go without saying? Now, my question is, does she have cat ears and human ears at the same time? You know, beneath her hair? Or does she only have one? Because that would look weird. Well, it might be a little risky, but I'm a girl who loves gambling. If you want to win big, risk big, and all that stuff. What are you hoping to win by wandering around at night with a pair of cat ears sticking out of your head? Oh, I don't know. Your love and affection, maybe? And how did you know I'd happen to stumble upon you here? Most middle-aged men don't wander around parks in the middle of the night. Not unless they want to end up on the front cover of the Daily Telegraph with a widely exaggerated statistic about the prevalence of pedophilia in the rural UK attached to the names. What a mouthful of a sentence, seriously. Call me a cynic, but I don't think that would work wonders for my career. Oh yeah. I just had a feeling, that's all. A feeling? Yep, I find myself drawn by your side no matter where you are or what you do. It's because I love you, darling. Don't call me that. Why not? Because we're out in public and somebody might see us. One of my students, for example. Yeah, because your little 9-year-old students are running around in the park at 10 o'clock. Sure. But I thought you said good girls... But I thought you said good girls don't go out this late at night. They shouldn't know, not if they know what's good for them. Then it's no problem. There's nobody here to disturb us. Here, have a seat. She pats the empty swing beside her. It swings in the breeze, the rusted chains creaking like something possessed. I shake my head. I don't know if that's very safe. If the playground at Wheatfields looked anything like this one, Ofsted would have shut us down quicker than you can say potential lawsuit. Don't be like that. You might be a bit bigger than me, but I'm sure the swing can handle it. I'd rather not take the chance. My life is difficult enough as it is. I don't want to add a broken leg or a fractured spine to the pile of my pre-existing problems. I really only went out to get that milk. Sally will get mad if I'm not back on time. Then why did you stop by the park, huh? I pause, rubbing a hand against the back of my neck. She's got me. She's got me, and she knows she's got me because the smirk on her face widens. Deadly. Devouring. Well, if you really can't spare the time to hang out with little old me, it's alright, I understand. You do? I'm almost sorry to hear her say that. Though I was trying to rebuff her advances, making excuses, that's all they were. Excuses. Yeah, I don't want to put pressure on you. It isn't attractive when girls are too needy, but... But what? She gets to her feet. The swing creaks in protest, swaying precariously. Her legs, protruding from the bottom of her dress, are pale and white, almost dangerously so. If it weren't for the wide smile on her face, I might think she was sick. Okay, I was just thinking about how legs can be dangerously pale and white, but I guess it's because of the whole sickness thing. Jeez, isn't she cold, sitting on the swings in such a thin dress, so sheer I can see her shoulders through the transparent straps? Cat girls really are peculiar. I want to come with you. There's something from the store I want to try. Oh, why don't you go and buy it then? Because I don't have any money though. I've only been able to assume this form for a few days. I'm hardly in a fit state to apply for jobs, and I don't know what skills I have to offer when I'm still getting used to having opposable thumbs. She pauses, her green irises darting to the right. I guess I could always sell my body, become a lady of the night. How does that sound? It sounds unwise. Actually, I think she could make a lot of money with that. Are you worried about my chastity, Robin? I don't know who I'm more worried about, to be honest, you or the client. Well, it's true that I'm no ordinary girl, but you know that already, don't you? I am well aware of it. Despite her slender stature, her skinny arms, her inquisitive eyes, there's nothing innocent about Belle. Her eyes, set into her pretty little face, are searing. My skin blisters, I shudder. Seriously? She isn't the kind of person I would want to cross. I don't know the full extent of her powers, and I don't know what she's capable of, but I don't want to find out. Alright, I guess I can buy you something if you want to come with. You would? Really? Her eyes widen with excitement like a child's, and she claps her hands together. Her ears prick up, alert. That's right, just don't come into the store with me, okay? Somebody might recognize me. You're ashamed of me, huh? I don't want my wife to find out. It might get a bit complicated. You know, as soon as you start having secrets, it's over already. You admit to doing something wrong by having a secret. Right, I get it. Don't worry about it. She beams, giving me a quick salute. I can keep a secret, I promise. I sigh, my fingers pressed up against the serrated edge of my house keys. It stinks. This, whatever this is, shouldn't have to be a secret. Technically, I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't plan to meet Belle out here. I just happened to stumble across her. It's hardly an illicit tryst. We're not having an affair. But I know, all the same, this isn't something I should talk about. Not with anybody. I can't even explain how I feel about Belle to myself, let alone anybody else. Let alone Sally.